Well, here's something I thought I wasn't going to wake up to today. So, Haldo, welcome back, everybody. Wow, okay. Yeah, this should be interesting. So, a new Paper Mario game trailer dropped, I guess? I really don't know what to make of this. I'm still kind of in a state of shock. I've already seen a couple people ask me what my thoughts on it are, and I didn't respond right away, except with this gif of Nathan Fillion just looking totally speechless, no words, because that was kind of my reaction when I first saw the trailer. It was just a lot of, it was kind of like that. I've watched the trailer a couple times now just to really try and form a clear and coherent opinion on it, so I'm gonna talk about it today, and I'm doing this sort of off the cuff. I have things written down that I'm going to be referring to, so it's not going to be too off the rails, hopefully. But as some of you might know, Paper Mario is something that I care very, very deeply about, and you might also know I'm not really big on the last two games we got, Sticker Star and Color Splash. I felt they were just too much of a big departure from what the other games excelled at. So I guess the first question I should answer is, am I looking forward to this? Well, I don't know. I'm still just trying to comprehend this whole thing. But let's see what exactly the trailer has to offer. So, this new game is called Paper Mario: The Origami King. And as you can tell from the title, this game is going for more of an origami theme, which I guess is kind of keeping with the tradition of modern Paper Mario games taking the paper in the title literally. Which sort of brings me to another thing I noticed, which is the graphical style and the art style are remarkably similar to Color Splash. Just looks almost exactly the same, with some differences here and there. So when the trailer starts, we see Peach confronting Mario in this origami form, and since the main villain of the game appears to be the Origami King, whom the game is named after, it seems like he's converted Peach to origami and have her sort of be like a villain, which I think is really interesting, and it sort of reminds me a lot of when she turned into the Shadow Queen in Thousand Year Door. So turning one of the good guys into a bad guy, that's pretty interesting. I'm curious to see how that dynamic plays out, and hopefully it doesn't last for like 5 minutes and then she just becomes good again. Which reminds me, another thing about this trailer that I found really interesting was the fact that Bowser doesn't seem to be the main villain this time, which is extremely refreshing for me because I'm just so done with Bowser being the main villain in these games. Because one thing I always enjoyed about the Paper Mario games was the really unique villains. So Thousand Year Door had the X-Nauts, and of course the Shadow Queen and Grodus, and Super Paper Mario had Dementio and Count Bleck, and after the original game, Bowser was just sort of sidelined, or in some cases a member of your squad to help you save the day. And there's one instance in this trailer where Bowser is folded up into this little paper fold thing. I don't know what you call them. But there's this part where he's following Mario around, and there's another part where Mario is on Bowser's airship. So there might be a couple times in this game where Mario and Bowser actually have to team up, which is another dynamic that I'd be really interested in seeing how that plays out. Because if there's any point in this game where Bowser just takes the spotlight and becomes the new main villain or the final boss, then I'm going to be really disappointed by that. This trailer really seems to emphasize that there's this huge origami plot that seems to be unfolding, as it were. And I'm assuming that the Origami King's plot is to turn everybody in the Mushroom Kingdom into little origami dolls and have them be like a part of his army or something like that. I don't know, this trailer is pretty vague about certain details, including, very suspiciously, the battle system, but I'll get a little more into that later. So keeping with the paper theme, there's a lot of paper-related elements in this, which honestly is another thing I'm kind of getting tired of, but at least there is some kind of creative elements in this one, because there's this giant paper-mache Goomba head, and at the end of the trailer, Mario wears like a paper-mache Samus helmet, which I'm assuming is a callback to Samus's cameo in Super Mario RPG, but maybe that's kind of a stretch. Sticker Star and Color Splash, they've been incorporating a lot of more paper elements into the art style, and it looks like they're incorporating more into the gameplay. Actually, there's a lot of different gameplay styles that seem to pop up here and there. There's a couple times where Mario has these big springy arms and these giant paper hands, and there's another instance where he's peeling cardboard or whatever it is off the side of a building, which I'm assuming is this game's version of the cutout mechanic from Color Splash, where you could cut out parts of the scenery and reveal some hidden secrets. I noticed on the HUD, when Mario's just walking around, we see his HP bar, of course, but there's also this little bag icon. I'm assuming it's for some kind of inventory. Maybe that's where, God forbid, you keep your special attacks. Oh, God. I really hope they don't do, like, the sticker mechanic or the card mechanic, where Mario just has these separate items for basic attacks. I really hope they go back to more of a traditional style, where Mario can use his jump and hammer abilities normally, but judging from what I've seen in the trailer, that's probably not going to be the case, but whatever. Going back to different gameplay mechanics, there seems to be a lot of stuff that you can do on the overworld. Like, there's a scene where Mario is on this sort of gondola with a toad rowing it, and you can throw confetti in it, and the boat has its own health bar. So I don't know if it's just a one-off section or if there's more sections like it. And there's another one where you're sailing on like a different boat. I noticed there's an option for you to go back to the main world, so I'm assuming this is just for some kind of side stuff where you can go to different islands and maybe find toad houses or some other hidden secrets or something like that. And one really big thing I noticed was that they're seemingly bringing the partner system back, because there are times in this trailer where Mario is followed around by this Bob-omb character. And if it's true, then I like that they're going back to sort of the traditional Paper Mario partners, where Mario's allies were of species of characters that he would normally view as enemies, which I always felt was very clever. But those characters were a lot more unique. They were different from normal enemies. This one just shows a generic Bob-omb following Mario around. And if they are bringing back the partner system this way, then I feel like just having generic enemies be part of Mario's team is kind of a half-hearted attempt at appealing to fans of the classic Paper Mario games. And I hope there's a lot more to it. But then again, I'm not sure if there really is a partner system, and maybe the Bob-omb is just following him for certain levels. Because when we actually get as brief of a glimpse of the battle system as we get, we just see Mario jumping on these enemies. We don't see the Bob-omb with him. There is a part of me that assumes each character just sort of takes turns. So like once Mario is finished attacking, then he swaps out with the partner and then they can attack. But it is very likely that the partner system won't be back, which I'll be really disappointed by, because I always felt that the partner system just added a lot more variety to the combat. Hey, let's actually talk about the battle system for a second. I don't really know what to make of it. I mean, they seem to be sticking with the Sticker Star and Color Splash formula, and I saw this Shiny Boots attack that Mario has. I'm not sure if that's just a variant attack of his normal jumping ability, or it works like the stickers or the cards. I really hope that's not the case, because that's just not the way to do it, you know? But one thing I was really confused about was they have these different rows of enemies, and you get to pick which row of enemies you attack. So I don't know if you're just given multiple rows and you have to go through them one by one, but you can pick which ones to start with and which ones come after. And I'm also not sure what ring moves are, because there's this ring moves thing on the screen too. It shows you how many ring moves you've done or how many you have available. I'm not sure what it is. I'm assuming ring moves are kind of like special moves that let you attack every single row of enemies at once instead of just going through them one by one. I at least hope you get some decent rewards from battles this time instead of just coins. I want to be able to earn experience points to upgrade my attack and defense over time, you know, like a real role-playing game. Because ever since Sticker Star, the Paper Mario games have been treated more like adventure games than role-playing games, which for me was part of the reason why the series has lost so much of its excitement. I think Nintendo making them more like traditional Mario games just sort of takes away what made Paper Mario so unique in the first place. But so far, from what I've seen of this kind of seems like baby steps towards finding the best of both worlds. I mean, in a perfect world, I would like a new Paper Mario game to be closer in style to the first two games. But if we're gonna keep going down the Sticker Star Color Splash route, I would at least like them to combine elements of the classic Paper Mario games with elements of the newer ones, at least the elements that work. And this is kind of giving me that vibe. I mean, we've still got a long way to go to really bring Paper Mario back to its glory days. But I am seeing some potential here. The world seems to be a little more unique compared to what we've seen before. Like, there's this giant purple desert where Mario's riding around in this car shaped like a Goomba shoe. And later we see him in, I'm assuming this is a different part of the desert. It's like this Sniffet-themed area with this kind of neon Arabian vibe. We are still in the Mushroom Kingdom, which I am kind of let down by. But the Mushroom Kingdom itself looks very similar, to me anyway, to the Mushroom Kingdom in the original Paper Mario, because there's this wide shot where we see like the castle being overtaken by these strands of paper or whatever they are, and we can see sort of like a little town closer to the bottom, and to me it looks a lot like Toad Town. And I'm assuming traveling between worlds is going to be handled a little differently, because there's this room with 6 different colored pipes. And I'm assuming, since there's 6 of them, that there'll be 6 worlds, and I'm assuming this is how Mario travels from world to world. I think I would prefer this structure over the world map setup in the last 2 games, because this at least could do a better job at having the worlds feel interconnected in some way. But while I do see a lot of potential in this game, I'm still seeing a lot of the same problems that the other 2 games had, where the cast of characters mostly consists of pre-existing Mario characters, and there aren't a lot of wholly original characters except for the Origami King and that little yellow origami character that follows Mario around, who I'm assuming is kind of like the Kirsty/Huey character for this game. I mean, I don't know. I want to be excited about this, but I'm still kind of skeptical. I definitely see promise here. This looks promising, but I'm still kind of worried that it won't completely do away with the wrongdoings of the past 2 games, and it's just going to keep going with some of those aspects that really didn't work as well as they were hoping. But you know what makes this whole thing really interesting? If you remember, a while ago, there was a report that Nintendo was going to be releasing remasters of 3D Mario games like 64, Sunshine, the Galaxy games, as part of Super Mario's 35th anniversary. But the report also claimed that a new Paper Mario game was going to be coming out this year. And clearly that's true, since Nintendo put out a trailer and the game's coming out in July. So, now that we know this is true, those Mario remasters don't seem so implausible now. And I didn't cover the claims at first because they were just rumors, and there was a chance that they weren't going to be true. And it all just kind of sounded too good to be true. So my reaction has always been, I'll believe it when I see it. But now I'm starting to think it might actually happen, thanks to this trailer that we just got. But you know, I love that the most exciting thing about this game's announcement is the potential announcement for other games aside from this, let alone remasters of already existing games. So, God, this video's just been all over the place. But I guess the bottom line is, I don't know if I should be excited for this, because there is that part of me that is, but it's that part of me that always gets excited for a new Mario game. I'm on the fence, I guess I'll say. I still don't entirely know what to make of this, but I guess I'll just say I am very on the fence with this. I don't know if it's going to be good, I don't know if it's going to be bad. I hope it's good, because we haven't gotten like a really good Paper Mario game in like 13 years. I'm not going to get my hopes up too much, because there is a chance that I will be disappointed by it. But when the game comes out, I'm going to approach it with more of an open mind, and just see how it plays out. But yeah, those are my very off-the-cuff, very unorganized thoughts on Paper Mario the Origami King, just based on what we got from this trailer. And now I turn to you, the audience. What do you make of this? How do you feel about this game's announcement? Are you excited for it? Are you disappointed? And hypothetically speaking, what are some things that you would like to see in a new Paper Mario game? Let me know in the comments down there. And thanks for watching, I guess. This video has mostly just been me rambling, so if you made it this far, then you have more stamina than I would listening to my own voice. So, with that said, this is Marc, bidding you all a smashing farewell. Have a good day, guys.